Hi YouTube, it's Anterica, and I'm super late for my 1 month surgery post-op. It's been so long. My 1 month post-op VSG video journal. So sorry, it's been completely busy these last 2 weeks. I went to Monterey, and while I was in Monterey, that would have been my 1 month, but I definitely just could not get on. I couldn't stay away from the water. That's home for me. So I stayed in the water a lot and I didn't post. So let's get started. As you see, I'm having a car journal video log thing going on again. Alrighty, so I am officially today, and I gained 2 pounds, which sucks. But today is 1 month and almost 1 week post-op, and I gained 2 pounds. I don't even want to tell you, but I'm 223. At my 1 month, I was 221, and it could be because I introduced carbs into my meal plan. I'm such a bread fanatic, it's ridiculous. So I had some toast and probably a little more than I probably should have. Like, I finished it instead of like trying not to. It was bad. Nevertheless, I'm 223. I started off this journey at 284 by surgery on February 27th. Excuse me. I was 249, and now today I'm 223. So I have lost 26. This is bad. Yeah, 26 pounds. 26 pounds since surgery, which is not bad at all. I was hoping to be like, I lost 50 pounds, but no, I did not lose 50 pounds. But I will take 26 because any pound loss is, a winner with me. So I lost 26 pounds. What I can say for my 1 month, I've already kind of updated you guys like every week of as far as what was going on. But the last week, I can definitely say that I think I've had some attitude changes. And not bad attitude. Sorry I have my glasses on, but my eyes are super puffy. You want to see them? They look bad. Yeah. So we're doing this. So you guys can't really see it, even though this is kind of see-through, but who cares? I can say I've had some attitude adjustments. And just, I guess, it's been more so, okay, so there's been some physical changes, like with my body, and I'm sitting down, so it's probably not going to be a good thing to show. Yeah. I'll do another video for that. But besides with the body changes or whatever, I've done some, I guess I've had some mind adjustments. And I know this is probably going to sound really stupid, but I just have to tell you how I feel. So when I was heavier, I felt like inferior, I guess. I felt that I couldn't really speak my mind. I couldn't really say how I felt. Because I was big, and I felt like the biggest way somebody could get me or to bring me down would be to say something about my weight. So, excuse me. So the fear of having to deal with somebody talking about my weight was like my biggest thing. So, sorry. So the fear was basically of somebody talking about my weight or what have you, and being able to say, so yeah, well, I don't care, but you're fat, or something stupid like that. So I kind of like stuff, if that makes sense. I was a stuffer, and I would suppress a lot of my feelings. I wouldn't tell people how I really felt. It would be rare. And growing up, like when I went to Monterey, it was kind of like a wake-up call, if that makes sense. My mom was saying growing up, I raised you to be strong. I raised you to always speak your mind. And sometimes I wondered if that was a good thing. But I've never raised you to be, timid, quiet. Never raised you to be scared of anybody or anything but God, And so I kind of like thought about that and realized that because of weight and other things that have happened in my life, I suppressed those feelings. I suppressed how I felt. I suppressed You know, it could be good feelings and I still suppressed it. Like, it was just, I was a stuffer. I'd never really dealt with my feelings about anything. And my attitude or motto was, I don't care, I'm over it. When in actuality, it wasn't, I don't care, I'm over it. It was, I care, but I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna stuff it so I don't have to deal with the situation. So I've learned with this last week that I'm overstuffing stuff. And I mean it. Like, I'm really, like, I guess I'm really frustrated with feeling as though I'm inferior, or my opinion doesn't count in a lot of situations. So I've learned, or so I've not learned, but I've realized myself. So sorry. I realized that I've started opening my mouth and saying, nah, I'm not feeling that, instead of just going along with stuff, or no, I don't really like that. And not just like with people I felt close enough to that I knew that wasn't gonna, talk about my weight, but with anybody. I've noticed that I've become more confident, and it's just been like in little things, like this hairstyle. Let's see, I cut my hair October 1st of 2011 because I completely killed it. I dyed it red. It's like the typical black girl story. Well, not even black girls, because I've heard some Mexican girls do it. So it's the typical curly, kinky hair, whatever story. I dyed it red. I waited 6 weeks, and then I put a texturizer in it to smooth my edges. And it smoothed my edges to a point that it took them out. So I had to cut my hair off. And so this hairstyle or whatever, I hate it. Like, I hated it. And I still sometimes, like, I'm in this moment now this week where I'm like, oh, I gotta do something with my hair. I'm so sick of it. Like, it's bothering me and it's frustrating. And I've never been the type of female or even person to want to have the same thing over and over and over again. Like, for me to have my hair like this for the past however many months that was since October has been nothing short of God and a miracle. Like, nothing short of a miracle. It's nobody but God. Because if it was me, it would have been a half cap wig. I would have put some kind of perm in it as soon as it got long enough. Like, I would have did something with it, and now I'm like, I'm embracing it. I'm trying different ways to spice it up, and where I would hide it, like I do with my feelings, I am trying to figure out how to embrace it. So, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, nope, I don't know where I was going with that. So I guess I just showed you guys a little soapbox. But nevertheless, my feelings, that's right. So, I'm learning how to embrace me, and me as an individual, because everybody knows that I'm married. And, if you didn't, now you know. In a relationship, I think, I can't speak for everybody, but I know for myself, I lost myself, if that makes sense. I lost who I was, how I felt, what I thought. I allowed myself to be like this type of, and there's nothing wrong with submitting to your husband at all, but the Bible doesn't only talk about women submitting to their husband, but their husbands also, we're supposed to submit to each other. So as we submit to our husbands are supposed to submit to us. It's not just one-way street like a lot of men believe, whereas, you submit to me, and I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. No, it's us being submissive to each other. And I took it, I guess, and I allowed it, because I can't put any blame on my husband, but I allowed it to be me just only being submissive to him, and whatever his needs were, his feelings, things like that, that's what I was trying to do, and kind of just took my needs and my wants and who I was as an individual, and putting it on the back burner, versus putting it in the forefront and making it just as important as him. So, that's what I've dealt with. I've dealt with a lot of mental changes. I have not gone crazy. But just realizing that I am just as important as anybody else walking on this earth. Anybody else that's in my life. I am just as important. There's no difference between me and them. There's no difference between, me and my husband or what have you. But I'm just as important. Just equal. My opinions, my feelings are valid. And they're just as valuable as his, as anybody else's. And usually most people would be like, okay, that's probably not a hard thing to learn, but when you've suppressed it for so long and you haven't dealt with it, and you've always been the person to try and allow everybody to be happy and want to please everybody so that way you felt included because you felt like they wouldn't include you just for you being you. It's hard, to deal with that. It's hard to come into the knowledge or even to retrain your brain that, hey, you're important too. Hey, what you feel is important too. So I can say this last week is what I dealt with. I even dealt with some of these old attitudes. Please don't get in an accident. Jesus, sorry. I even dealt with these old habits that, like I told my mom, I want to be able to be confident again. I want to be strong and independent, and not only independent, as a woman or whatever, bringing, something to the table, but, just, how do you say it? I want to be compatible and equal to my husband. I don't want to just feel like, okay, well, I'm independent, I'm me and you're you, so you do you and I'm going to do me, but us being able to do each other. So, learning that has been interesting. I remember my mom, she was telling me when we were in Monterey on the beach, she was like, you remember how I taught you how to walk? And I was thinking, oh my God, I used to hate this because I was such a tomboy. Because all I had was brothers around. My sister, I didn't meet her until I was 7 or 8. And even when I met her, she was a roughneck. So I was really rough. So I would walk like my brothers and talk like my brothers, and my mannerism would be like my brothers. Because I was the baby and they were the oldest, and that was who I followed. Who else was I going to follow? And my mom and my dad, they worked for the military, so they weren't at home as much, except at nights or during the day. They're who I followed. So she was like, you remember when I taught you how to walk? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember that. I hated that entire month of her teaching me how to be like a lady, like a girl. It was crazy. But she was like, do you remember that I told you that when you walk, your presence and just your aura, your whole being, when you walk, you should be able to demand the attention in the room and be able to turn heads. You should be able to command it. As soon as you walk in the room, heads should be turning, all eyes on you. And she said, not that, it's a conceited thing or what have you, but it's a respect thing. Okay, this is a strong black woman that's walking into this room. Or not even black, just period. This is a strong woman walking into the room or what have you. And whatever she has to say must be important. And she said, that's how it should be every time that you walk in the room. And she said, it's as though you let that go. As though you forgot who you were. So now I'm all, when my husband's not around, I'm all in the mirror, walking and trying to remember what she taught me. And it really wasn't even about the walk, but it was more so about the confidence that I carried, that she instilled in me. So gaining that back and retraining my mind for that and, putting my mindset at a point where, okay, I am important, no matter if I'm big or small, short or tall or whatever, black, white, whatever. I'm extremely important, and what I have to say does matter. And when I say it, people will listen type situation, she was just basically building back up the old confidence that I had when I was younger. Not that you guys really wanted to hear that, but I guess, I don't know, maybe somebody's going through that now as they're losing the weight. They're like, okay, wait a minute, hold up, I'm not going to take this anymore. And hold up, I don't feel like I have to take that anymore. And I don't want to take this. And, yeah. Maybe it just could be me. Who knows? But hopefully that helps somebody. So back to the VSG. Not that I ever left, but more so on the physical side. So right now in pant size, I believe I want to say I'm a 18, 16, which is weird because before the surgery I was an 18, squeezed really tight into a 16. And now I'm some pants, depending on the make of it, I'm an 18, and even in those, some of the areas are really baggy on, the leg and stuff. And then some 16s are okay, they fit perfectly, but then there are some that are oh my God, this is way too tight, I can't breathe. What's going on? So I guess it just really depends on the make. I really don't know what my true size is in my legs or what have you. I feel as though my breasts went completely down. My husband says no, but I feel like they've gone down. That's what counts. I have noticed that I've lost weight. Excuse me, more so. And I think this is just the way the women in my family lose weight. But we'll lose it in I want to say our head, but it's really our face. But I even feel like my head has gotten smaller. Maybe it hasn't. But I've lost it from the head down. So it's a trickling effect. My face has gotten smaller, around my neck and, on my chest, those little weird bones, but those bones that everybody's like excited to feel, like I have them, like they poke out some. So, like right there, my chest, in my arms, my shoulders, they feel weird, like they feel bony. My husband, when he touches me, and some people don't really understand what to say, but he'll say like, oh, you feel like your skin feels weird. I'm like, what do you mean it feels weird? It feels loose. You don't tell a bariatric patient that their skin feels loose. You're going to give him a complex. So I had to tell him about himself. Don't be telling me that, because I'm going to have a complex. But I don't have one now. Because I don't care. The way I see it is, thank the Lord that this weight is coming off. Thank the Lord that this won't be a health issue anymore, and that I'll be able to breathe and, not be out of breath. All the great stuff. Let's see. What else? Oh, so, and then my butt. So my butt is not as round as what it was before. Like, I had like this, like we used to call it my butt back, because my back would like start right here and then it would stop. So I would have like an upper back and a middle back. But once I got to that lower back part, it was like this hump. Like there was no area for a lower back. And it was just this hump and then this round old butt. Well, my butt is not, I don't have that hump no more. It's now like a slope. And it comes into a butt, and it's weird because I don't think I've ever, well, yeah, I have seen my butt that small, but I don't remember it ever being like that still. Even when I was a size 9, it wasn't, I don't believe it looked like that. So now I'm in the, going into the gym. I'm trying to get back into my insanity workout. Like, that is the hardest thing ever. But I'm going to go into the gym and get a trainer so that way I can, to build my butt back up, which sounds so stupid. I have always been known for my butt. Now I don't know what I'm being known for, which is okay. I'm all right with it, right? Even though I loved my butt, but it's okay. I love my life more than my butt. But let's see. Where was I going with that? I like lost my train of thought because I really started going like off on my butt. So anywho, so that's what my body looks like, but I'll do a body shot so that way you guys can see it. My mom told me to start wearing a girdle because of my apron or my fanny pack or my flapjack stomach. And she said once you do that or whatever, then it kind of like trains your stomach to like go in or whatever. But my stomach has shrunk, and I'm going to try and put back on those same shorts and stand the same way that I was standing when I allowed my stomach to just hang all out there, and it was really disgusting. But nevertheless, I allowed it to hang out there. I want you guys to see how much it's like gone up. Like, there's areas of my body that I have never seen standing up that I'm able to see now, and it's like amazing. Like, I looked down one day and I was like, dude, those are my feet. Granted, not that I haven't seen my feet in a while. I mean, I washed them, but to stand up and look down and see your feet, that's pretty freaking amazing. What was the other thing that was cool? Oh, I can wrap myself in a body towel. It's not a perfect wrap, but it covers me. Whereas before I used to have this gaping curtain is what I call it. Or, like somebody's looking out the window or whatever, or looking out the curtain, they kind of like open it, and it's like closed up top, but this part is up. Yeah, that's what it looked like on me. Now, it doesn't look like that. I can wrap it around me, and it will go around to the other side, and I can sit down and it doesn't bust open and you still see all my business. Like, I can get up in there. I don't need a bath sheet anymore. What else? Oh, washing is weird because, like, when I wash my back, I'm so used to, like, having to struggle to get back there. And, like, I had this one lady, my mom, well, she's my godmother, but she used to talk about how she would whip her back with her towel. So that way she made sure she got soap every inch of her back or whatever, right? And I used to laugh because I used to think, dude, I used to whip my back. And then there would be some days where I would just be like, can you please wash my back? It was pretty bad. But nevertheless, I don't have to do that. Like, I can take one hand and I can wash the top part of my back. And then take the other hand and wash the back part of my back. Like, sorry, not that you guys can see what I'm doing because I'm in the car. Nevertheless, I can wash my entire back and I'm not tired and my arm doesn't go numb or dead. I have noticed this. Like, when I'm washing, like, when you're, like, washing off the meat in the sink, like your chicken or something or whatever meat that you get. You're, like, washing it and making sure, like, you're, like, cleaning it. And, like, you wash it in cold water. You don't wash it in hot water. You want to, like, cook the meat somewhat or whatever. You want to wash it in cold water. So I'm washing it in cold water. And I've noticed that if I get too cold or if my hands are in either if I'm touching something too cold or if there's cold water running on my like thumb or my fingers, like they feel like they cramp up, like it hurts to bend them, as though they like have gotten frozen or something. It's the weirdest feeling ever, but I've noticed that now. My husband says that my fingers are bony, but as you guys can see, my fingers are still like fat sausages to me. They're a little skinnier, so they're like Farmer John sausages now versus Johnsonville. So he says that they gotten bony or whatever, but they haven't. Oh my goodness, this is another thing. Okay, so my mom told me that, like, because she had the Roux-en-Y. So she told me that when you lose weight like everywhere. You don't have like any like control over your body of what weight you're gonna lose. But she talked about the weight in her feet, and I remember when I was younger, I used to think, you're crazy. You just don't know your shoe size. Yeah. So not all of my life, but ever since I could wear heels, I used to try and fit. I would wear I started off in a size 9, right? Well, when I got older and I realized that my mom's heels were better than mine, she says that I used to go and sneak and wear her heels. So my mom wore a 10 before she got the surgery. So my mom would wear a 10 in her heels or whatever. So I would go and I would slip and slide in her heels. Well, it got to the point where I knew how to balance, I guess, myself in heels, and then it got to a point to where my foot got fat enough to where they fit, or wide enough to where they would fit in size 10 heels. So from like 18 to possibly last year, or when I stopped wearing heels maybe 2 years before that. Yep, 2 years before that. So 2009, about 2009, because last year, 2009. So I've been a size 10. Anytime I go into the shoe store or whatever, and it was rare because I didn't like buying clothes for myself, because I didn't want to buy clothes for me when I was this big, because I didn't feel attractive, and it was just dumb to me. I would rather buy workout clothes to push myself to work out, and then in that, people would see, it was kind of funny, I would wear them sometimes as clothes, and people would be like, oh, are you working out? And because I didn't want them to talk about how I needed to work out, I'd be like, oh yeah. So when people see me, like, oh, she's always working out, even though the results never showed that, but that's okay. That's what I thought. It was my mindset, whatever. So I was a size 10 in shoes, boots, shoes, tennis shoes, 10, right? So me and my husband go into the shoe store when I started the whole weight loss journey thing, and I'm like, I'm a 10. And he was like, no, you're not. Your foot is not that big. And I'm like, yes, it is. I had lost 35 pounds at that time. Well, I realized that I was a 8.5. And I'm like, 10 to an 8. What the heck? Okay, so I get the surgery. I go in the shoe store again. And he was like, oh, she's an 8.5. So I put my foot in 8.5. Too big. Okay, well, she's an 8. Yeah, okay, I'm an 8. These people are looking at me like, chick, you're almost 30 years old and you don't know what shoe size you wear? Nevertheless, we try an 8. Too big. Well, ma'am, all we have is a 7. Okay, well, let's try on a 7. I'm a 7. How the heck do you go from a 10 to a 7? And my husband would tell me, your feet is not going to the width is going to shrink, but the length is not going to shrink. Yeah, right. Everything shrink. All of it. Who fits into a size 7? I fit into a size 7. I thought that was pretty freaking amazing. But it was like great and bad all at the same time. Because all of my nice heels, they're 10s. So I have like 50 to 60 pairs of heels that are 10s that I can't wear anymore. Which suck. So now I'm doing the whole cleanup thing. So I'm going through my closet and I'm getting all of like the 22s and 24s and, the 3Xs and things like that I can't fit anymore. And I put them into bags so that way I either can, one, give them away, or like give them away to friends or whatever who still want them, or go and give them away to like, Goodwill or something, somebody who may want them or what have you, because it wasn't like I wore them all the time because I didn't like to dress up when I was bigger. So, yeah. That's one thing. What's another thing that happened? So I can sit with my legs crossed and my legs doesn't go numb. My legs don't go numb, which is so funny because before I couldn't even cross my legs. As soon as I bent them and then put them in that straining position, it was like my body and my lower back ached so bad. It was horrible. But now I can do it. I I feel like I can feel my tailbone, which sucks. So, like, when I sit in hard seats, if I, like, usually I sit in hard seats and I'm so used to slouching like this, right? Because it's just comfortable. You just kind of, like, you slouch. And then when you have a big butt, you don't want to be sitting like this because it feels like you're, like, laying on your butt. So I didn't want to sit like that, right? So I would slouch. Well, I can't slouch in chairs no more because now I feel this bone that I never knew existed, which makes no sense to me on why I'm able to feel it in the first place, because as big as my butt is, you would think she is never going to feel this bone. No, I feel my butt bone or my tailbone or whatever you call it, and it is uncomfortable. So I have to sit right in seats, which is probably not a bad thing because, you know, you probably got to relearn your etiquette all over. I probably need to go back to debutante school. Thinking about it. Nevertheless, so that, and what else? What else has happened that was awesome? Oh, my husband, this is probably like TMI, but we didn't do any like nasty stuff or whatever with it. But my husband is able to pick me up. And the funny part about it was, like, I went to Monterey, and then when I came back, the first thing he did was pick me up. Oh, man, you're lighter. It was kind of like, what the heck? Well, thanks. And then it's like, I felt like it was an insult, but it was a compliment. So, nevertheless, he's able to pick me up. Whereas before, he would try and pick me up, and you could see it in his face. Like, he's really bright. Like, my mom is, like, really fair-skinned, and he is really fair-skinned. So my husband is bright. So in his face, you could see him straining, and his face is red, and he's sweating. Like, he would probably pick me up and put me right back down because I was that heavy. But now he's, like, holding me up and stuff, and I'm cracking up, and I'm thinking, this is the weirdest thing ever. And then I think, don't be thinking you just going to be walking around picking folks up like it's the thing to do. We ain't having all that, but it was quite fun. Might be able to do different things with that. Anyways, back to this. What else am I able to do? Oh, I'm able to do my hair, which is not that long anyway. But I'm able to, like, do, like, the deep moisturizing treatments and stuff like that without my arms getting tired. Whereas before, they got tired. And I found myself in Monterey, not out here yet, but I'm probably going to do it today, wearing makeup again. Where makeup was, like, my passion and my joy because I love how you mix the colors and just how bright they come out. Like, I'm a makeup fanatic. So when I got big, I felt like I told myself I was going to punish myself, which is probably the stupidest thing ever. You guys are probably going to think I'm a weirdo. But I told myself I was going to punish myself because I got big. Until I lost the weight, I wasn't going to wear makeup. I was going to punish myself until it was like a motivation tactic I thought I was doing. But if anything, it just made me more depressed. But until I lost the weight, I wasn't going to wear makeup anymore or what have you. So I hadn't been wearing makeup like I used to. And people would know me for, like, color schemes on my eyes that would match, like, my clothes from head to toe. So I stopped wearing makeup. But in Monterey, I found myself wearing makeup. And I still got it. Like, I was able to blend stuff. And it was cool. So I'm thinking now I'm going to figure out how to do it to where I can wear it every day and I'm not doing like everything like I was doing before, but still just enough to where it's still elegant, if that makes sense. I probably won't do the whole color schemes unless I'm just feeling like being funny that day, but nevertheless, I'm getting back into wearing makeup, whereas before, couldn't pay me to wear makeup, don't ask me to touch it. I'll do your makeup, love it, talk about it all day, but I wouldn't wear it because I didn't feel like I deserved it because I was big. I'm on soft foods now, or stage 4 modified diet. So majority of my food is protein. I'm able to eat cheese now or what have you. I haven't found anything that really made me sick. The only thing that I can say is that, like, a lot of people talk about how, like, beef is hard. Like, it has to be really tender and moist for you to get it down. And even when you get it down, it still somewhat hurts. That's true. So beef is not my friend. Like, I can't do steaks and stuff. Like, if I do, it's like 1 or 2 pieces or whatever. And I mean, like, little tiny baby bite-sized pieces. And then I'm done because my stomach hurts. But I'm able to do, like, chicken and fish. Like, those have been my friends. Chicken and fish. I haven't tried lamb yet or anything other than that. I have tried the beef. And I even tried, like getting the moistest beef that you can get. Like, you know how Chipotle, like, I think they, like, I don't want to say they grill, but they kind of, like, you know, like, smother their beef for, like, 12 to 14 hours or something they were saying. So I tried to get, like, a little cup of that. And I tried to eat it, and it still didn't work. So I'm like, okay, I just can't do it, because I can't do it. Chicken, all day. Fish, shrimp, every day, all day, no problem. But beef, just can't do it right now. I am still on the chewable vitamins, and that's by choice because I still have them. I got to cancel it, but I'm now able to swallow pills. But she ain't tried that yet. Nope, I'm good. And it's not that not that I don't think that I can. I just don't. I'm okay. I have been able to drink faster, and that has been my biggest issue because I want to drink half my body weight. Because they say if you drink half your body weight, then you're able to lose like that last 25 pounds in water, of course. So I'm trying to get to half my body weight and things like that, but I haven't got there yet, and it sucks. But that's okay. I haven't got there. But I am up to 68 ounces of water, and I've learned that if I sit there and patiently just continuously drink, I can get it down in like 30 minutes, whereas before it took me 2 to 3 hours. So, progress. I don't know what else. Only thing that I can say that oh yeah, do I have regrets? The only regret that I have from this surgery is not doing it soon enough. And I know before, if you would ask me right out of surgery, I'm like, oh my God, I probably shouldn't have done this. I should have waited. I've had those days where I see people eat like sweets and stuff. And the crazy part about it is I don't crave it. I just have the memory of what it tastes like. That's it. I don't crave it, but it's like, oh man, I remember when I used to have that ice cream. Oh, that ice cream is good. I remember that. But after surgery, your taste changes. So even though I think that it's going to be like the greatest thing on earth, it may not be that way for me. Oh, somebody tied something to that bird's leg. That ain't right. Nevertheless, the only regret is that I didn't do this soon enough because I find myself happier. I have more energy. I have learned like at night or what have you, like, because I get up early, I crash. I'm not going to say I don't. And that's one thing that kind of bothers me because it's hard to like stay up with your husband because he's a night owl and you're like a morning bird. And it's hard to stay up with him, you know, and kind of like watch our shows and stuff because my husband can stay up I don't know what it is about him at nighttime, but they're best friends. But I can't do it, so I fall asleep. So I don't like that part, but I'm healthy, so, I mean, I'm kind of like, there's a balance. But the only regret I have is that I didn't do this sooner. And then it's kind of like, I don't really regret it because I don't think they had it when I first went for this surgery. I would have had the Roux-en-Y like my mom, and I definitely didn't want that. Nothing's wrong with the Roux-en-Y. I've seen people who have been successful with it, but being a sophomore in high school, watching your mom go through this surgery and her doing everything that the doctor said don't do and being extremely sick and hospitalized and all this crazy stuff that had to come with it, it would have freaked you out too, to where you're like, I ain't never getting this surgery. Like, it took forever for me to get this surgery. As you see, I'm 28. Yeah, 28. 10 years. No, 12. Yep, 12 years. So it took me 12 years to get it, and I'm glad that I got it. And I'm glad that I got this one versus the other one. I haven't had any dumping syndrome. Praise the living God. Thank you, Jesus. And I've like, even when I thought, ooh, let me just try this piece of chocolate. Yeah, no, I'm good. I remember when my mom was like, I'm cool. I'm straight. Thank you, though. So I've really stuck towards the diet or what have you. I haven't like veered off of it or anything like that. I haven't tried anything that I shouldn't be trying. Like, I don't want to go and be sick. So other than that, I'm very happy. I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful to God that I'm able to have this surgery or to have had the surgery or what have you and be able to lose this weight and be healthier and be happier and really be able to remember me and kind of not be selfish and put me first, but put me first or put me as an equal to everybody else versus me feeling like I need to put myself on the back burner because everybody else needs to come first. So, yeah, it's been a pretty good thing for me. Like, I cannot regret it. These people cannot drive. I don't get it. How do you drive all in the bike lane? Anyway, sorry, I had a moment. But, yeah, I'm grateful to God for it. And I'm so happy. So if you guys are either going through this or have gone through this, have been where I've been, look at the rest of my videos. I kind of go from, I think I was going like every day or almost every day, then to every week. And then, of course, this last week was really bad because I was in Monterey and I couldn't stay away from the beach. It was so great. I haven't put on a bikini yet because I ain't ready for that. But if the stomach continues to shrink like it will, she just might be in a bikini and it will be legal. Like, they won't be calling the police on me for, indecent exposure. But nevertheless, I'm grateful to God that I'm able to do this and that He's allowed me to do it and that it's been huge. Like, huge, huge, huge. So, again, if you're going through this, inbox me, email me, whatever. I'll hit you back. I'll talk to you, tell you everything that I know. If you are just starting this and this is my first video, or this is one of the first videos that you've seen of me, I say go back and look at the rest of them. Like, I go from the day of surgery to now, and I kind of just give you everything that I'm seeing. I don't hold nothing back. Like I told y'all, I gained 2 pounds, and I'm thinking that's because of that wheat toast. And I had one, but I finished the wheat toast. Like, it took me all day to eat that wheat toast, but I finished it. So I definitely won't be doing that today at all because I want to get down. Because I'm almost to the, what do they call it on Biggest Loser? The Wonderland, and that's what's exciting me. I want to be at Wonderland. 100 and what? I ain't seen 100 and anything since like sophomore year. Nope, freshman year. Because I think even when I was a size 9, I was still at 200 or something like that. So I want to get to my Wonder Year, or Wonderland, excuse me. So I'm 23 pounds away. I was 21. Pray for me. I'll be back. I'll be 20 pounds away the next time I talk to you guys. Probably maybe 10 pounds away. Oh, this is going to be so exciting. So I'm almost there. I don't know what goal weight is for me. Everybody says I've looked and it says like 135 to 145. I honestly cannot see myself getting that small. But God willing, if that's what He has for me, then hey, we're going forward. And if that's not, whatever. I go to see my surgeon on the 4th. So as soon as I talk to him, he'll tell me what my goal weight is, and then I can let you guys know where I'm at with that, because he didn't tell me at surgery. But he was really cool. Dr. M, big old shout out, dude. You did that thing. Alrighty, so I'm getting off because I've talked 37 minutes, and I know you guys are like, dude, she talks a lot. But it was so much to update you with. So I love you guys. I'm praying for those who are getting ready or thinking about doing this. Pray and ask God if this is for you. I'm praying for you that you make the right decision that's going to be best for your life. Those who are going through it, I'm praying for you. It may be hard in the beginning. So those who say, oh, this is the easy road out, tell them you're right. You can't do it. I'm doing it. So don't even worry about, their comments or whatever. But I'm praying for you. I'm praying, for a speedy recovery, with a quickness and just as less pain as possible. And those who are almost where I'm at, whoa, isn't it exciting to see your body change before your eyes? Like, it's an amazing feeling. And I haven't had that distortion yet or whatever, and I'm okay with it. I don't want it. But I'm thanking God definitely for it, that, it's working out. Before I get off this thing, I don't know if it's me, but these little girls nowadays, they have grown the heck up. Like, they wear some stuff. I know my mama would have beat my tail if I thought about wearing it out the house. Good grief. They looking like grown women walking down the street. Okay. All right. My bad. I'm sorry. I had a moment because I'm sitting here and now the older kids is going to school and I'm just like, okay, this is too much. Anywho, back to y'all. Again, bye. I love you guys. And keep praying for me, and thank you for all your prayers. I am alive. But I'm praying for you guys. But yeah, look at the rest of my page or what have you. View everything that's on there. I'm an open book if you have any questions. And shouts out to Mickey Lala and Cecilia Lane. You guys, I thank the God for you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, I don't think I would have done this. So yeah. Alright, I'm getting off because I'm at 39 minutes and 4 seconds and counting. Alright, talk to you guys later. Bye.